Let's get to know about the life and works of José Rizal in his time in London, his reasons for staying. He wants to improve his knowledge on the English language. He wants to study and annotate Morgas Sucesos de las Islas Filipinas. And that London was a safe place for him to carry on his fight against Spanish tyranny. On his trip across the Atlantic, Rizal befriended with the other passengers of different nationalities. Rizal arrived at Liverpool, England on May 24, 1888. And travelled by a train to London on May 25, 1888. He stayed for a week at a house in Beresford Road No. 37 Chalcote Crescent, Primrose Hill, owned by Beckett family, where she met Gertrude Beckett. Dr. Reinhold Rost was introduced to him through a letter from Dr. Ferdinand Blumentritt. He called Rizal a pearl of a man as he was impressed by his learning and character. News from home. The good. And the bad. Bad news. Persecution of the Filipino patriots who signed the anti-NBSP, Friar Petition of 1888. Persecution of the Calamba tenants. Furious attacks on Rizal. Manuel Hidalgo was exiled to Bohol. Laureano Viado was arrested and jailed in Bilibid prison. The only good news was Reverend Father Vicente Garcia's defense of the Noli. Annotating Morga's book. Sucesos de las Islas Filipinas, or the Historical Events of the Philippine Islands. It was published in Mexico 1609. It was considered as Rizal's greatest achievement in London. He frequented the British Museum, where he patiently copied the text by hand and made his annotations. This laborious task was prompted by his desire to rectify some of the points written by Dr. Morga, so that the Filipinos would have a clear understanding of the history of their country. The annotation of Rizal on Dr. Morga's book was later published in Paris in 1890, Christmas in London. Rizal spent his Christmas with the Beckett family in Primrose Hill. And New Year's Eve. He reflected on the true meaning of Christmas, not as a mere holiday but a remarkable day to remember Christ's birth.
With Gertrude Beckett, the eldest of the three Beckett sisters, Rizal briefly had amorous feelings. A curvy English girl named Getty had brown hair, blue eyes, and pink cheeks. She had always been drawn to Rizal and cherished their time together. Due to his absence from home, our hero also found some inspiration in the English girl. Rizal was forced to leave London because Gertrude's love for him has turned serious. He could not take advantage of her affection, and she would not be happy because Rizal was in love with Leonor Rivera. He decided to move to Paris so she may forget him.
Before leaving London, Rizal finished 4 sculptural works. The Prometheus Bound. The Triumph of Death over Life. The Triumph of Science over Death. And a composite carving of the heads of the Beckett sisters.
In the middle of March, 1889, Rizal departed for Paris. He was sad as he crossed the English Channel, for he had many beautiful memories of London. March 1889, José Rizal decided to go in Paris, France after his short stay in London. Opening of the International Exposition in Paris, which is intended to accommodate the French independence. January 28, 1890, he moved to Brussels, Belgium with his uncle José Alberto to assist in a local clinic and to write articles for La Solidaridad. Wrote his second novel entitled El Filibusterismo, a sequel to his Noli Me Tangere.